Hi, I'm Hailey, and this is a lesson on evolution. And evolution is the process by which the frequency of heritable traits in a population changes from one generation to the next. To prove that evolution occurred, there has to be evidence, and one form of evidence is paleontology, which shows that fossils have been found that proves species have gone extinct. There's also biogeography, which shows that species in different regions of the world happen to look alike. There's also embryology, which shows that similarities between developmental stages of different kind of species. There's also comparative anatomy, which shows that body parts that resemble one another in different species because they've evolved from a common ancestor or due to adaptations. And there's also molecular biology, which shows that nucleotide and amino acid sequences of DNA and proteins from different species closely relate each other. Natural selection is the differences in survival and reproduction among individuals in a population as a result of their interaction with the environment. Now, Darwin introduced this theory, and he argued for his theory by using the following arguments. Populations possess an enormous reproductive potential. Population sizes remain stable. Resources are limited. Individuals compete for survival. And there is variation among individuals in a population. Much variation is heritable. Only the most fit survive. And evolution occurs as favorable traits accumulated in a population. In order for natural selection to occur, there needs to be variation within a population. And there are sources of variation, which are mutations, which is the raw material behind variation, sexual reproduction, diploidy, outbreeding, and finally, balanced polymorphism. With studying genetics, it became evident that other factors can cause changes in allele frequencies along with natural selection. But first, natural selection is the cause of a change. So is mutations, gene flow, genetic drifts, such as the founder effect and bottleneck effect, and also non-random mating, such as inbreeding and sexual selection. Speciation is the formation of a new species and occurs by the following processes, such as allopatric speciation and sympatric speciation, which both are new species, but one is with the presence of a geographic barrier and one was without. And lastly, there is adaptive radiation, which is the rapid evolution of many species from a single ancestor. To be in reproductive isolation, it needs to be maintained. And to maintain it, there are pre-zygotic barriers, which happen before the zygote is formed, I guess basically before fertilization. And that could be habitat, temporal, behavioral, mechanical, or gametic isolation. And lastly is post-zygotic barriers, which happens after the zygote is formed and after fertilization, such as hybrid invariability, hybrid sterility, and hybrid breakdown.